operator in its core area of operations. Call now and learn how to deduct 100% of your investment and create 20 or more years of potential monthly income. Call 1-800-803-8511. You'll be calling directly to the home office of Encore Energy. That's 1-800-803-8511. Oil investments involve a high degree of risk and actual results may vary.
Newly re-elected Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is having some trouble pulling together a government. ABC's Jordana Miller has more from Jerusalem.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is struggling to put together a new government ahead of Wednesday's deadline. Several right-wing parties won't sign on due to a dispute over a bill to draft strictly religious men into the Israeli army. Netanyahu may find a solution in the final hours or use a loophole to buy some extra time. But if those efforts fail, Israel may have to call another general election just 7 weeks after the last one. Jordana Miller, ABC News, Jerusalem.
There's a push this Memorial Day to help veterans find jobs in the civilian world.
Brandon Jacobs finished his 4-year hitch in the Marines just a few weeks ago. Upon returning home,
it's like a welcome back home feeling, everything feels good to be back home.
At a job fair for veterans, he's found people more than willing to help. Heidi Miller works for an agency called Recruit Military and says vets bring real-world experience along with soft skills like discipline.
Military, if you're not on time in the right uniform, it's big trouble.
Thanks to groups like hers, the unemployment rate among veterans is at historic lows. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
There's a giant job to do in Colorado. An 8 million pound boulder has rolled onto a highway, blocking it indefinitely. Experts say it's so big it's going to have to be blasted apart. This is ABC News.
Ready to create your own income with your own home-based business where there's no such thing as getting laid off? If a billionaire entrepreneur spent 5 years and $20 million searching for the next big trend, wouldn't you want to know what he found? If you're serious about making money from home without having to leave home, then write this down. www.goherenext.com. You decide your income. Get the facts now. GoHereNext.com.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Bill Sheehan at North Carolina Tractor Supply wants you to know he is back in business after the fire. New location 299 Railroad Avenue, and with springtime here, it's a great time to get the tractor you've always wanted. Massey Ferguson. Ask about 0% financing with approved credit. Get ready for a busy season with a visit to North Carolina Tractor Supply, now in their new location, 299 Railroad Avenue. Call them up, 288-0395.
Good Monday morning. Memorial Day looking hot once again as high temperatures climb back into the mid-90s this afternoon. We'll stay mostly sunny early in the day, cloud cover building in a bit late in the afternoon. A slight chance of an evening shower, otherwise partly cloudy tonight with temperatures falling into the upper 60s to lower 70s. Tuesday, partly cloudy and once again hot. High temperatures climb back into the mid to upper 90s. I'm meteorologist Kat Campbell in the Weather Center.
And I'm Lou Gillum in the Blue Room. Take a look at that extended forecast for Wednesday. Sunshine, highs 90 to 95 degrees. Overnight lows around 75. For Thursday, partly cloudy, highs around 90. Isolated thunderstorms overnight, lows around 70. Friday, partly cloudy, a little cooler. Highs around 85 to 90, partly cloudy overnight, lows around 65. For Saturday and Sunday, sunshine for Saturday, highs around 85, overnight lows 65, and Sunday, partly cloudy, isolated thunderstorms, highs around 90 degrees. Right now, we've got partly cloudy skies, 69 degrees at WCAB, 6 minutes past 7 o'clock. Ann Watson, age 85, of Rutherfordton, passed away yesterday at her home. Arrangements are incomplete and will be announced later by Matt Mahan's Funeral Home and Cremation Services. That's for Ann Watson. Summer Cheyenne Painter, 27, of Ellenboro, died Saturday at Atrium Health in Cleveland County. Arrangements are incomplete and will be announced later by Washburn and Dorsey Funeral and Cremation Service. That's for Summer Cheyenne Painter. Thomas Ralph Farr, 73, of Crow Dairy Road, passed away on Wednesday. A native of Noonan, Georgia, supervisor in the textile industry. A celebration of Thomas's life will be held at 11 o'clock on Tuesday at Crow's Funeral Chapel. The family will receive friends from 10 until 11 on Tuesday at Crow's. In lieu of flowers, memorials may be made to the Adaville Baptist Church Building Fund at 805 Oakland Road, Spindale, North Carolina, 28160, or to the Community Pet Center at 861 Piney Ridge Road, Forest City, North Carolina, 28043. Online condolences may be made at www.crowmortuary.com. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory Services is in charge of the arrangements for Thomas Ralph Farr. Anna Kimbrell Byers, 76, of Forest City, died Friday at Holly Springs Senior Citizens Home. Born in Rutherford County, member of the Mount Pleasant Baptist Church, was a ceramics instructor at Isothermal, worked at Creelan Plastics. Funeral services will be tomorrow at the Mount Pleasant Baptist Church. Burial will follow at the Eternal Hills Memorial Park. The family will receive friends from 1 until 2 prior to the service. Memorial contributions may be made to the Holly Springs Senior Citizens Home at 1881 Big Island Road in Rutherford, or to Hospice of the Carolina Foothills at Post Office Box 336, Forest City, North Carolina, 28043, or to the Mount Pleasant Baptist Church at 397 Mount Pleasant Church Road, Forest City, North Carolina, 28043. Pageant King Mortuary and Crematory is in charge of the arrangements for Anna Kimbrell Byers. Margaret Putnam Green, 81, of Forest City, died Friday. Born in Rutherford County. Funeral services will be at 4 o'clock Wednesday at the Goods Creek Baptist Church. Burial will follow in the church cemetery. The family will receive friends from 6 until 8 o'clock on Tuesday evening at the funeral home. Memorial donations are requested to be made to the Goods Creek Baptist Church at Post Office Box 720, Cliffside, North Carolina, 28024. An online guest registry is available at www.harrelsonfuneralhome.com. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services is in charge of the arrangements for Margaret Putnam Green. These are our morning obituaries. Any others that come in throughout the day can be heard at 11:35, and then again this afternoon is part of the afternoon call-around at 5:08.
A stunning development in college football. The iconic Arkansas Razorbacks have suspended a couple of defensive backs. Kareen Curl and Ryan Pulley were both suspended, said the coach Chad Morris, for behaving in a manner that is completely unacceptable to what the Razorbacks are all about. They're going to miss at least a week. What'd they do? What was their offense? Well, they were spotted flirting with cheerleaders from Mississippi State, the opposing team. Defensive coordinator John Chavis piled on. He said the team is trying to build a winning culture. The players' actions didn't help, and he's very disappointed in them for scouting out the cheerleaders of the opposing team. And it's outrageous that young football players would notice a group of cheerleaders. And it's even more outrageous that they would flirt with them. It's incomprehensible how this can happen. Young men flirting with scantily clad young women in this era? Darn right they ought to be suspended. Maybe even, well, maybe not that far. Now, if these two players had been flirting with each other, or if they'd taken a knee during the national anthem, it'd be a different story. They would be heroes. They might even score a big endorsement deal from a sneaker company that might even pay for their wedding. But cheerleaders from the other team? Not today, dude. Hey folks, spring means it's time to get your land into shape, and that's why you should demo a tractor from my good friends at Mahindra. Their tractors are tough, they're reliable, easy to operate, fuel efficient, powerful, and backed by a 7-year limited powertrain warranty. And during the Mahindra demo and drive sale, you can get up to $2,500 in cash back and savings on an Emax 20S HST with implement. That's more tractor for your money. Plus, Mahindra has a great family-owned dealer network who can answer all your questions. Learn more about Mahindra's demo and drive sale at MahindraUSA.com for purchase of Emax 20S HST now through June 30th, 2019. Visit your dealer or go to MahindraUSA.com.
Take advantage of rock-bottom prices and test drive a Mahindra today at East Rutherford Equipment in Ellenboro. or visit eastrutherfordequipmentllc.com. That's eastrutherfordequipmentllc.com.
Your car's best friend can be RS Speedy Lube Service Center. That's because RS Speedy Lube Service Center and Car Wash can keep your car or truck running clean with a regular oil change. They check the fluids and vacuum out the car and have you on your way in no time. Go next door for a radiator or transmission flush. Brakes, exhaust, CV joints, and service for big trucks and campers also available. Pull next door to the RS Speedy Automatic Car Wash and make your car happy with a clean, all under and all over car wash. It's all at RS Service Center and Car Wash on Railroad Avenue in Rutherfordton.
At McCurry Deck Motors, you can browse a selection of vehicles that includes all of the top models in Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC lineups. The McCurry Deck Motors lineup of vehicles checks all the boxes, ensuring that they will have the perfect vehicle for any car shopper that visits their lot. Come visit and see what's in store for you and your family with the McCurry Deck quality reputation of fair deals and customer service. Try the Chevy. Find new roads with Chevy. At McCurry Deck Motors, we're the home of Chevy, Buick, and GMC. 1740 U.S. Highway 74A, Forest City.
In the mid-1880s, the Apache of the Arizona Territory were causing a lot of problems. In May of 1885, the last of a band of Chiricahua returned to the San Carlos Reservation in Arizona. Already on the reservation were leaders like Geronimo and Mangus, but they didn't like it there. It was difficult for them to obey the white man's rules, such as not being able to beat their wives or not drinking Tizwan, a strong alcoholic drink. One evening, a group of Apache leaders, including Geronimo, broke out a container of Tizwan and started commiserating about their plight. When the sun came up, they decided to go to the military headquarters and have a talk with the Army. A Lieutenant Davis was in charge. Unable to appease the Apache, he told them he would telegraph General Crook with their concerns. The Apache respected General Crook and agreed to hold off any action until they heard from him. The telegram was sent. It was given to Al Cyber, Crook's chief of scouts, to be delivered. Now, Al had also had a few nips of his version of Tizwan the night before, and he was fed up with the whining about the regulations imposed on the Apache. So he went to his tent instead of delivering the telegram. Meanwhile, back at the San Carlos Reservation, Geronimo and the others, hearing nothing from General Crook and concerned he was probably on his way there to put down this insurrection, left the reservation for Mexico. Over the next 15 months, almost 125 settlers, peaceful Indians, and 10 soldiers were killed as the result of an undelivered telegram. You've just heard another story from Chronicle of the Old West. I'm Dakota Livesay.
16 minutes past 7 o'clock at 100.9 FM, 590 AM, WCAB, Rutherfordton. It's time now to start the call-around portion of the morning report, and I always like it when this gentleman answers the phone. He's always so polite on the phone. Good morning, Officer King. How are you?
Doing good. How you doing today, Luke?
I'm just fine. What have you got to report this morning?
In the past 48 hours, there was 178 calls for service at the Sheriff's Office. There were 12 arrests processed in the jail, and the jail currently has 155 people incarcerated. On our incident reports, a Irish Trammell from Mount Vernon Church Road, Forest City, reported an incident of breaking and entering, and a Roger Sams from South Main Street in Ballstick reported a larceny of a motor vehicle. Was a larceny of a 2007 Saturn Vue SUV, and that vehicle was also recovered in Conover, North Carolina. In our arrest reports, Daniel Williams from South Church Street in Forest City was served with one count of failure to appear on misdemeanor, received a $1,000 secured bond. Carla Hoffman from Oakland Road in Forest City was served with misdemeanor probation violation. That was 4 counts, and she received a $40,000 secured bond. A Christopher Jones from Walls Church Road in Ellenboro was served with 2 child support warrants, received a total of $2,500 bond. and a James Williams from Dorchester, Little Rock, Arkansas, was served with warrants for communicating threats and assault on a female and received a 48-hour domestic violence hold. And that's all we have for today.
Okay, Officer King, I hope you have a slow day today and have a safe day, and we'll talk to you later.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood, because we're headquartered in North Carolina with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
And from the Rutherford County Detention Center, we go to 911, and we have Lindsay on the phone with us this morning. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
Good. How are you?
Good. Going to stay in where it's cool. I know I'm not going outside today. It's too hot.
Yes, it is.
What have you got to report this morning?
In the past 48 hours, Rutherford County Sheriff's Office 911 communications has processed 783 911 calls and administrative calls, which consisted of 67 EMS, 55 rescue. Under Law Enforcement 178 Sheriff's Office, 101 Florida City, 53 Lake Lure, 54 Rutherfordton, and 81 Spindale. Under fire calls, Bills Creek had a residential fire alarm. Bostic had a motor vehicle accident. Cliffside had a brush fire. Chimney Rock had a residential fire alarm and a brush fire. Ellenboro had a motor vehicle accident. Florida City had 2 motor vehicle accidents and a fire investigation. Green Hill had a residential fire alarm. Lake Lure had a residential fire alarm, brush fire, and smoking structure. Rutherfordton had a power line fire. SDO had an illegal burn. Sandy Mush and Spindale both had motor vehicle accidents. And that is all.
That was a busy weekend.
That was.
Lindsay, I hope you have a good day and hope it slows down for you.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Summer is on its way, and you're going to be spending more and more time outdoors working in the garden, cutting grass, playing with the kids and the grandkids, and that can take a toll on your back. The secret to relaxing? The Recliner Center. The Recliner Center has Spring Air mattresses, a mattress that is dedicated to giving you the best in quality, comfort, and support. In coast-to-coast tests, more people are requesting Spring Air bedding. The Recliner Center now has lift chairs. Now, the amazing thing about some of these chairs is that they can lay completely flat, and they can lay you on your back so your feet are above your head. Now let's walk around the rest of the building. Sofas, love seats, rocker recliners. You can choose from small recliners to the really big boy sizes. A refreshing morning awaits you after sleeping on a Spring Air mattress. Comfort and sitting and standing safety awaits you with a lift chair. And why not just jazz up the family room with a new sofa, love seat, and recliner? All this and family owned and operated. The Recliner Center on Cooper's Gap Road in Rutherfordton. And the Recliner Center's new hours are Wednesday through Friday, 9 to 5, Saturdays, 9 to 2. 20 minutes past 7 o'clock. Moving on, we're in the SDO area and checking in with Ruby Taylor. Good morning, Ruby.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm okay.
What have you got to report this morning?
Well, the fire department had one illegal burning. And on my birthday calendar, I got Jim Kennedy and Malcolm Watson having birthdays, and hope they have a nice day. And the signs are in the feet today and going to the head tomorrow. Lou, that's all I got.
All righty, Ruby. You have a good day, and we'll talk to you later.
Okay, you too.
All right, bye-bye. Well, you know, we've been telling you for years and years and years about Washburn Store, and the Washburn Store has been around for years and years and years. And, you know, you can basically go through the alphabet and find about anything and everything that you want at Washburn Store, even things that you didn't think you needed. You're going to find candy cups and caps. You're going to find bells, bulbs, and bottles, corn seed, cornmeal, corn shellers, mayonnaise, marbles, measuring cups, pots, pants, popcorn poppers, lamps, lamp oil and lanterns, dippers, dish pans and diet drinks, straw hats, shovels and signs, hot ginger ale, mild ginger ale, diet ginger ale, toy wagons, toy tractors, tomatoes. So what are you looking for? They got it at the Washburn General Store. And remember those pointer overalls, if they don't have the size that you need, they can order them for you. That's the Washburn General Store on the Bostic Sunshine Highway in the Bostic community.
Stay prepared for those cookouts with plenty of propane. Farmer's Friend Feed, Seed, and Supply has refill propane 20-pound tanks, only $10.99. The price on Value Pack 18.8 dog food, $13.99. Farmer's Friend Feed, Seed, and Supply can beat their prices on fertilizer. Check this out, 17-17-17 fertilizer, just $13.45 for 50 pounds. Check on the farm equipment at special prices and fish mocks, 100 count, $15.99. Plenty of kills all, specially priced. It's all at your friendly Farmer's Friend Feed, Seed, and Supply, 188 Whiteside Road, Rutherfordton.
When you need daycare services for your adult loved one, Rutherford Life Services is always there for a dependable and loving environment. Rutherford Life offers a place to go during the daytime for medical monitoring, nutritional meals, and creative activities. Caregivers can go to work knowing that their loved one is in a safe and reliable place. Rutherford Life is licensed by the North Carolina Division of Aging. Rutherford Life has a full staff of trained professionals who show love and support. Call them today and let them answer any questions you may have concerning adult daycare services. 828-288-1697 or visit the facility at 230 Fairground Road in Spindale.
Rutherford Regional Health System now features its walk-in services at Forest City Family Care at 212 Allendale Drive, Forest City, just behind the Tri-City Mall. Those needing walk-in care enjoy the same great services, but now at the new location. They continue to operate Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. and on Saturdays from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. The scope of services remain unchanged for the walk-in patients. When you don't have an appointment but need to be seen quickly, we hope you'll choose the walk-in services now located at the rear entrance of Forest City Family Care.
Well, we're moving on up, and we're up in the Rumbling Bald area and checking in with Steve this morning. Morning, Steve.
Good morning, Lou.
How are you this morning?
I'm kind of glad it's Monday, actually. I don't know what went through here this weekend, but I think it was a hurricane.
What?
It was it was a mess. I mean, folks, there are just a lot of folks here, and business is good, so what am I complaining about?
Oh, I thought maybe y'all got hit by a storm and it didn't hit this way.
No, a hurricane of people.
Oh.
Oh, my goodness, it was something. I'd come down here both days, so I worked a good 7-day week. I feel like a 7-day weekend. But we're now taking a breath, and it's still the holidays, but a lot of folks go home on Monday, use it as a travel day.
Yeah.
And I hope they enjoy themselves, because we sure felt their presence. It's good stuff. So remind everybody to lower their flags today. I did. I had to be reminded, actually, so it would be easy to forget on a holiday. It's for a reason. So we've done that. So we're good on that end, and we're moving forward. This was a kickoff for our summer activities, and we're reminding everybody to drive safe. There's going to be a lot of pedestrians, a lot of them are kids, and people, when they're on vacation, do not think safety so much. They think, I'm having a good time, I'm on vacation. And that's when accidents occur sometimes, so we just reminding everybody to be vigilant, be alert. Kids aren't really paying attention to a lot of things, except that they're on vacation having a good time. So,
yeah, they're not paying attention to anything other than having a good time. Walk out in front of cars, whatever, bicycles. So,
yeah, we've got a lot of speed bumps for a reason out here. A lot of folks, most folks generally know that, but some of us get distracted and forget. But we're in that busy season now. We're trying to do what needs to be done to keep things going and be safe about it. So far, I understand there was nothing on the activity scale to really report. We do have all of our bridges are travel worthy, except our pedestrian bridge. It's not built yet. But at least our road bridges are good to go, and people can go back to normal travel conditions. And believe me, it's very much welcomed. Those detours were not fun.
I bet so.
No, they were not. They're a little windy for a lot of folks, and I think Wellness Center lost a little business because of it. But anyway, we're back to normal, I think. Crazy normal. So we're good from here, I think.
I didn't hear you mention food, so nobody must have left you any food for the weekend.
You know what? I don't need it anyway. Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
So we're good there too. I'll eat my moderate size helping meal that my wife prepared for me.
No, okay, all right.
And run with that.
Okay, all right. Well, since there's no bear stories and no snake stories or whatever, I'll let you go on to do your thing, and I'll talk to you later.
Okay, you take care.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Nobody gets a better deal than the customers of Sisk Family Ford. They have the proven record of the best deals right now with the springtime inventory and deals. It's your place to shop for your truck. Get a good look at the selection of SUVs, Escapes, Edge, and Explorers. Sisk Family Ford can put you in the family car or truck of your choice any day you want to make a change. Try one on for a ride. Make your next deal a Sisk Family Ford deal. Shop local and get your best agreement for the next automobile. Sisk Family Ford, Oak Street, Forest City.
Yeah, Henson Building Material on Duke Street in Forest City stands tall and proud of their local heritage. Henson Building Material has a lot of surprises for you who've not been inside that store for a long, long time. They're more than just a lumber yard. They've got anything for your house, from electrical to plumbing to power tools to door hardware to cleaning supplies. One of the many things that makes Henson Building Material such a popular place to shop is their customer service. They've got somebody that will help you find what you're looking for and make suggestions on how to use it if you need help. You can get in and out without having to look for someone who can help you. I like that. Darren Honeycutt, the manager, and his team have over 100 years of combined experience, and there's a lot of things I can tell you about Henson Building Material, and, well, I'm going to run out of time before I'm able to do that. So stop by real soon, even if it's just for a roll of duct tape. They're on Duke Street in Forest City. That's Henson Building Material. More than just a lumber yard. Open 7:30 to 5 Monday through Friday, 8 to 12 on Saturdays. It's 7:30 and time to check in with Bob Hodge this morning. Good morning, Bob.
Well, good morning, Lou.
How are you this morning?
Doing good. Happy Memorial Day morning.
Happy Memorial Day morning to you.
Looks like it's going to be another hot day up here, so everybody just try to stay cool there today.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
Yeah, so looks like a lot of people off from work. Probably having some cookouts and stuff today there, so. But I think the kids we're gonna have a cookout this afternoon, so probably do it in the shade there.
You'll have to.
Oh.
I'm looking at a picture on the Weather Channel. They're showing Wyoming, and there is so much hail that it looks like snow. As if we got traffic stopped backed up on the highway.
Well, I tell you, they've had it rough out that way this week.
They have.
I'm glad we live where we are. We live in a pretty good place, don't we?
Yeah.
Of them have out through there, so.
Except we don't get enough snow in the winter.
That's right. Oh. Yeah, I know. You live out here when it snows there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, buddy. Mm.
But, Lou, up here with the fire department over the weekend and so far today, it's been pretty quiet. We've answered several medical calls. Hadn't had any fire wreck calls. So that's good. I want to thank everybody for my birthday cards I got over the weekend.
And happy birthday from all of us.
Thank you. And so everything's running along good up here, Lou. And
you're what, 55 now?
You what?
You're 55 now?
Yeah, I've been that way a long time.
No, guess what?
55, stay there. Oh, yeah, I'd love to be back when I'm 55, and then I'd know what I know now, but, well, I guess we're all glad we're getting old, because a lot of people ain't, are they, there?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, well, and fairly good health, and so we're doing good. But I guess your mama's doing okay, and she's getting on up there too.
Yep,
so
she's
ain't too far behind me there.
Nope, she's 79.
Yeah. But Lou, you take care, and you have a good day now, and stay cool over there.
All right, Bob, you too, and we'll talk to you later.
All right.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. J. Johnson Builders, just in time for Father's Day, has carports, outdoor buildings, the largest inventory of carports. They've got flags for Memorial Day. They've got all kinds of U.S. and Christian flags. They carry the flag poles that come with a warranty. They also have military discounts. They take credit cards. Financing is available. They have custom-made buildings, and they back up everything they sell. Locally owned, shop local, and they are open today. That's J. Johnson Builders. So go by and check out early Father's Day gifts. Sounds like they got a lot of great stuff, and especially those outbuildings. Everybody needs an outbuilding, especially when you take a look at your carport and you don't have room for the car. That's J. Johnson Builders.
Thinking about the departure of a loved one through death is a subject we don't like to talk about. However, pre-planning or prepaying for a funeral is a consideration and responsible thing to do. With so many options available today, it's important to speak with someone you can trust and someone who can help you find a balance between the emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved ones. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory is recognized as one of the best family-run funeral homes. It's a family tradition, and they know how to care for your family. Any questions you might have, they will be happy to answer. Call Crow's Mortuary and Cremation Services at 286-2304.
25 minutes before 8 o'clock. Oh, we're at 71 degrees, and Sue's usually a couple of degrees cooler. Good morning, Sue.
Good morning.
And you're at what, I say about 69, 68?
Well, I started out at 64. I don't know what it's got up to by now, but it's going to be another hot one. Ooh.
Yeah.
I dread these hot days.
I do too.
Just glad I can be able to stay inside.
The heat wouldn't be so bad if it just went some muggy.
I know. But looks like summer got to us a little early.
Yeah, after a couple of days last week, it was in the 60s. Played around with it. Yeah.
Oh, I know. But we just take what comes and make the best of it. Well, let's see. I didn't have any calls from the fire department. I have an anniversary on my church calendar for Dean and Sylvia Sheehan. So they'll have a good day. Nothing on my personal calendar. Fairview's got a birthday for, let's see, Abby Smith and Nathaniel Hamrick. And First Broad has a birthday for Caleb Hauser. So we hope all those folks will have a good day, and anybody that's having a birthday or anniversary, we wish them a happy day on their special day. In my announcements, the Duncan's Creek Presbyterian Church we'll be having our Memorial Sunday, and then a picnic lunch to follow in the Fellowship Hall. And our speaker for the day will be Chaplain Max Bergen. Community yard sale coming up at the Golden Valley Community Club. Also, we're having a pancake breakfast fundraiser for the club. Pancakes, sausage, drinks, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., $5 a plate. And we've invited anybody that would like to come and set up on the lawn outside to do a yard sale. You have to bring your own table. There's no charge for it. You just come set up and proceed. All go to the vendors. So it's just something for the community. And that starts at 7 a.m. and goes to noon. So keep that in mind. The community club is having a blood drive. That's June the 3rd from 3:30 to 6:30. So, you donors keep that in mind. I'm sure during the holidays there's always a need. Well, there's a need all the time, but sometimes it gets more desperate during the holidays.
And especially now with all the tornadoes in Oklahoma.
Oh, gosh, it's been awful, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. They got nailed again yesterday.
Mm. Well, like Bob said, we live in a pretty good place here. We don't get too many bad storms, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, we're pretty much protected by the mountains, kind of in the little
dip. Yeah, if they quit cutting off all our trees, it'd be better.
Yeah, then we won't have a mountain anymore.
Oh, me. Well, I guess that's about all I got this morning, Lou. It's just quiet and calm over here, looking for a good day, and I hope you'll have a good one.
You too, Sue. We'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. When you want some sound facts about better hearing, go see Lisa Terry at Miracle Ear in Forest City. Millions of satisfied Miracle Ear customers worldwide, and there's no better respected or well-known brand in hearing aids than Miracle Ear. Schedule your free hearing test by calling 828-368-4126. Now, you may want to ask about the Miracle Ear Genius 2.0. With the advanced technology, the high-def sound quality that adapts to your surroundings automatically, it zeroes in on conversations while reducing distracting background noises, and it prevents those embarrassing whistling noises that can occur sometimes. There's so many features that you'll appreciate about the Miracle Ear Genius 2.0. Ask Lisa Terry about it when you're ready for a positive change in your hearing. The Forest City office is at 1512 West Main Street in Forest City, Suite 102, right across the street from the old Tri-City Drive-In Theater. Their number is 828-368-4126, or if you'd rather go to the Shelby office, it's at 1506 East Dixon Boulevard, and you can check them out on the web at www.miracle-ear-forestcity.com. They have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Gregory's Original Restaurant in the Park Lane Plaza is the perfect dining choice of Rutherford County. Greg offers all your favorite dishes. Try their delicious subs, grinders, pasta, chicken, burgers, fresh garden salads, and the most delicious steaks served with mushroom gravy or peppers and onions. Be sure to call on Gregory's for all your catering needs at 287-2171. Check out the website for menus and event information, www.gregorysoriginal.com. Gregory's in the Park Lane Plaza in Rutherfordton. "20 minutes before 8 o'clock, and we're checking in with Brenda Kelly this morning. Get the Kelly Report. Good morning, Brenda.
Good morning. How are you on this magnificent Memorial Day morning?
Happy as can be.
There you go. Happy as a lark.
Happy as a lark.
Oh, man, we hope everything's going your way then.
It is.
That's good. Glad to hear it. I don't have a whole lot going on up here. I ain't got no birthdays. I ain't got no announcements, but it's 60 degrees on the front porch. So I'm the cool one this morning, so I'm glad.
Well, my thermometer, it says 72. I don't know if
it might be that down there where all that asphalt is.
It may be.
I don't know, but I've got 60. So
I'd rather be up there where you are, it's cooler, and down here where it's hot.
Well, so you ain't got no shade trees down there. Like I say, it's asphalt and stuff, and it makes it harder. And then you got the cars going back and forth that heat stuff up too. So yeah. I'm up here on this little old hill where it ain't nobody but me.
Yeah.
I did have a visitor the other night about 10:30 something to 11, and I was just about asleep, and old Big Dog woke me up a barking. So I knew by the way he was barking there's somebody coming up that driveway. I knew it wasn't Little Man because he's down at Mama Mary's, and so I saw car lights, and so I come through and turned the back porch light on, but they done got around down and turned around and started back down, but they stopped right down there just past the fence in the front yard, and I had turned on the front porch light, and I just stood there. I thought, you crazy if you think I'm coming down there. I ain't coming down there. And so finally they backed up and turned around and come back up the other side, and it was some lady, these people on this house in behind me in the woods, and they put it on Airbnb, and they couldn't find it. They was lost.
Oh.
So I told them where to go. That happens a lot. Just about all of them come here. I don't know why. But they're lost when they get up here. They're at the end of the road.
They're at the top of the world when they get to your place.
But I don't know of anything going on. Like I said, I don't have any birthdays, anniversaries, or nothing. So it's just short, sweet, and quiet up here, and that's how I like it.
You ain't run over no snakes or nothing?
No, I hadn't seen any more snakes, but I talked to my neighbor at the community yard sale Saturday, and her grandson had killed a big old rattlesnake here recently. I don't know when.
Goodness.
But it was this season. Yeah, them things. Oh, Lord have mercy. I can't stand them. I'm scared to... I ain't going to get out and tackle one. I'll run over it in the car, but to go out there with a hoe or a shovel, no, you can forget it. Brenda ain't going to do it.
Oh, man.
I've seen people do that, and it's been so long since I shot a gun. I guess I still could. I just know in a shotgun you put it in there and go click it, and then put it up and
Kaboom.
take the safety off and shoot it. But it's been a long time since I've shot one. Oh golly, I guess it's been probably 40 years since I've me and Dollar used to go out and shoot, but it's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I went out trap shooting with my daddy.
Yeah.
I don't know if my shoulder can handle a shotgun now.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I thought, well, I guess we could just aim it and shoot it and let it keep wherever.
Yeah.
Maybe do it like a pistol.
Yeah.
But they say you don't have to aim a shotgun anyway.
No, it's gonna spread.
But I don't know of anything going on. I'm glad to hear that your mother's doing fine.
She is. She's doing good.
That's good, yeah. I ain't far behind her in birthdays either. So I'm a few, but not many.
That's all right.
That's right.
Bring them on. Bring them on.
That's exactly right. As long as we can still get up and get about and do a little bit, we're fine.
That's right.
But I don't know of anything, so I guess you can go down to Ellenboro and see if Sweet Thing's got anything going on.
Yep, see what's going on down his way.
Okay, then. You have a good day.
You too.
Okay, bye-bye.
April showers bring May specials at the drop-in. Bostic and Shiloh stores get the May sub special. Stacks, subs, pastrami, or roast beef sub with all the trimmings, only $3.99. Start your mornings with a drop-in breakfast biscuit. They have 10 different biscuits. Add an egg or cheese or both. You have 30 options. We'll let you decide. Regular sized candy bars. Buy one, get one for $1. Or try the 28-ounce Body Armor 2 for $4. 20-ounce Powerade, $1. 32-ounce Powerade, buy 2, get 1 free. It's time to work in the yard. Remember, if you're looking for ethanol-free regular gas, you can find it at the Sandy Mush and Shiloh drop-in stores. Come on, drop in.
Well, we've gone from the top of our list from the county jail, and we're down at the bottom of our list, and we're in Ellenboro. Good morning, Luther.
Good morning. Good top hill, guys at the bottom.
That's right.
But hey, we're having a good time there this morning. Sitting and watching the sun come up through the trees, waiting on it to warm up.
No, it was already warm when I walked. It was already warm when I walked out this morning, 5 o'clock.
Yeah, it did. It's already warm right there. But it's going to be hot before the day's over. But it's quiet morning, not a whole lot going on. Everybody just laid back, not a whole lot of traffic out on the highway. Everything's rather peaceful. It's peaceful for the most part. We can't see the park from. They had one accident, one medical call. Other than that, they quiet. Just that's going on with them. Don't have any birthdays or anything going on. But hey, come next Sunday morning, they're going to be starting a revival. I heard stuff for church. They run Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Sunday morning, Sunday night. And then next Monday, 2:30 to 7:30, we'll be having Blood Bill there, Family Lot there at that church. Everyone's invited to stop by so they find a blood death. And there's that else going on down here. You have a great day up there. We'll talk to you next time.
All righty, Luther. Have a good day.
You too. Take care.
All right, bye-bye. All right. Well, we got the phone lines open, 287-3356, 287-3356. Get your birthdays and anniversaries called in for those of you who were born on this Memorial Day.
When you call a pest control company, you want to make sure they have honest and dependable experience. Hutchins Pest Control has all those qualities and more. 45 years experience in pest control service, now including moisture control, waterproofing, mold remediation, dehumidification, and more. Get rid of mice, rats, wildlife, fire ants, bed bugs, and termites. Call today for residential and commercial service. 287-5171. Voted best of best for 9 years. That's Hutchins Pest Control.
I told my friend about Olmsted Plumbing, and boy, was she happy.
What did she have to say?
I told her to call 245-7302, and they would get right out there.
And did she say she would
I told her to ask around. Homeowners, builders, and everybody likes Olmsted. Eric and Chad Olmsted and their team understand the homeowners' needs, and I like that.
They have an inventory of replacement parts and specialized equipment and tools for any job.
I told her that, too.
Well, what was that number again?
245-7302. That's 245.
Yeah, I got it. 245-7302. Olmsted Plumbing.
Southern Carpet is the showplace for your floor covering needs. For example, life-proof luxury vinyl plank and tile, waterproof, pet, and kid-friendly. Southern Carpet has all grades of carpet in stock for your home or apartment. Names like Shaw, Dreamweaver, Mohawk, Tarkett, IVC, and so much more. It's a showplace of quality carpet and floor covering. For the best selection in town, depend on Southern Carpet and get great installation prices. Come see Clayton or Jeff for your flooring needs. They'll floor you. 1512 West Main Street in Forest City and on the web at southerncarpet.net. 10 minutes before 8 o'clock, 287-3356, 287-3356. That's the number to call to get your birthdays and anniversaries called in, and we'll give away a dozen donuts from Granny B's.
I love beats music, always have and I always will. There ain't no other kind of music in the world that gives me quite the thrill. When I hear 60-minute man and walking up a one-way street, he's up on the roof, he's under the boardwalk, summertime's a calling me. Music. Beats music. I love beats music, 'cause I was born with it in my bones. I learned to shag on the beats with the salt in the air and the sand at my feet. Miss Chris, 392140 shade. What kind of fool do you think I am when forever and ever it will stand? Yes, I love beats music every single day of my life. I love beats music, you know that I do. Do the Towns, the Clovers, the Catalinas, the Embers. I love beats music, you know that I do.
That's really something to crow about. It's the Daylight Donuts from Granny B's in Spindale. Get yours today while they're fresh. They're good. They're delicious. It's Daylight Donuts. It's something to crow about.
Happy birthday.
Well, happy anniversary to DC and Carol Bumgardner, celebrating their 68th anniversary today. They live in Golden Valley. Bill Campbell is 86 today, lives in Forest City. Christina Guffey lives in the Shingle Hollow area. She's celebrating a birthday today. Also, well, on our Gilkey calendar, we have no birthdays for today on the Memorial Day. So let's back up to yesterday. Yesterday celebrating birthdays. Haley Hill, Scott Nichols, Kelly Hendricks, Nicholas Holland, Debbie Haynes, and Sandra Boyles, all celebrating birthdays. That was yesterday. And then on Saturday, Warren Forney and Jordan Crow celebrating birthdays. But no birthdays on our Memorial Day calendar for today. 287-3356. Got about another couple of minutes, and I'll give away that dozen donuts. Give you a chance to call. 287-3356, the number to call. Birthdays and anniversaries. Get them in before you hear that drum roll.
Having been involved in church work for over 30 years, my wife and I are more convinced than ever that people not only need to be involved in volunteering, but that they want to be involved. Plus Magazine told how Marion Ash was helping a friend paint a vacant farmhouse. Not long after lunch, a young boy rode up on his bike and told the men that his mother wanted to make sure the men had some drinking water. If they didn't, he would ride home and get some. Marion started to tell the young man about their own water jugs when his co-worker interrupted. "You came just in the nick of time," said the friend. "A drink of cold water would do wonders for both of us." The boy jumped back on his bike with a noticeable grin on his face. He shouted over his shoulder as he rode off, "I'll be right back. You're lucky I came along." Marion's friend had instilled a sense of confidence into the small boy. He helped him feel useful and needed. Who can you befriend? Who can you help feel useful? The Bible strongly encourages work and helping, not only as a means of providing for our own necessities, but also because of its therapeutic value. This is Bill Hostler with today's key to confident living. Scripts for these programs are sold in book form by calling toll-free 1-888-333-KEYS.
Well, I had another anniversary called in. Jason and Rosie Ruff from the Sunnyview area celebrating a wedding anniversary today, so happy anniversary to them. And the winner of our Daylight Donuts drawing this morning is Bill Campbell. Bill Campbell, he's 86 today, lives in Forest City. So if you know Bill, make sure you wish him a very, very, very happy birthday today. Coming up, we've got ABC News, and then we've got news at local news. We'll take a look at some of the local news around the area. And then Word of Faith is in from 8:30 until 9 right here on 100.9 FM, 590 AM, WCAB, Rutherfordton. Today's hits and yesterday's memories, WCAB, Rutherfordton.
You can dance, every dance with the guy who gives you the eye. Let him hold you tight. You can smile, every smile for the man who held your hand neath the pale moonlight. But don't forget who's taking you home and in whose arms you're gonna be. So darling, save the last dance for me. Oh, I know that the music's fine, like sparkling wine. Go and have your fun. Laugh and sing. But while we're apart, don't give your heart to anyone. But don't forget who's taking you home and in whose arms you're gonna be. So darling, save the last dance for me. Baby, don't you know I love you so? Can't you feel it when we touch? I will never, never let you go. I love you oh so much. You can dance, go and carry on till the night is gone and it's time to go. If he asks, if you're all alone, can he take you home? You must tell him no. 'Cause don't forget who's taking you home and in whose arms you're gonna be. So darling, save the last dance for me. 'Cause don't forget who's taking you home and in whose arms you're gonna be. So darling, save the last dance for me. Save the last dance for me. Save the last dance for me.
Today's hits and yesterday's memories, WCAB Rutherfordton. From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. President Trump with his eyes around the world as he makes a state visit to Japan. The president saying he's not bothered by North Korean missile tests. And ABC's Meredith McGraw, who's traveling with him in Tokyo, says he's also touched on Iran.
President Trump said he isn't pursuing a regime change in Iran, but just wants, quote, no nuclear weapons.
We have enough problems in this world right now with nuclear weapons. No nuclear weapons for Iran. And I think we'll make a deal.
The president's comments come as the U.S. plans to increase military presence in the face of threats from Iran by sending an additional 1,500 troops to the region and has added additional pressure on Iran by tightening sanctions. Meredith McGraw, ABC News, Tokyo.
At least 29 people are hurt. 2 have been killed after a tornado hit the Oklahoma City suburb of El Reno. ABC senior meteorologist Rob Marciano is there.
A mobile home park leveled. Cars turned over. Roofs ripped off buildings. Homes flattened. El Reno residents had little time to react. Those who lost everything seeking refuge in a car dealership next door. It served as a triage unit for the injured. Authorities still searching for survivors in the wreckage.
A big merger may be speeding down the road in the auto industry. Fiat Chrysler this morning has proposed merging with French carmaker Renault. Combined, they would be the 3rd largest car company in the world. French police say they've made arrests in last week's bombing in Lyon. ABC's Tom Rivers is at the foreign desk.
The development comes after an intensive manhunt. The mayor of Lyon says one of the suspects is an IT student who was arrested after he stepped off a bus. CCTV footage from last week shows a young man on a bike dropping off a parcel bomb at an intersection near a bakery and then departing. That device contains screws and ball bearings.
The search is on for a missing 5-year-old last seen at her home near Salt Lake City on Saturday. Police in Logan, Utah say the girl's uncle is a suspect, but they say he has not been cooperating. You're listening to ABC News.
Are you more than $10,000 in debt? Feel like you're on a never-ending treadmill, staying in one place and never getting ahead with those minimum payments? Don't let the credit card companies bully you anymore. There are programs in place to help you get free of your debt, and you don't have to pay the entire amount you owe. The program at Total Financial Freedom can help you get debt-free in months instead of decades. Call Total Financial now at 800-899-8922. That's 800-899-8922.
There's nothing like meeting face-to-face, and there's nothing like Zoom to make that happen. Zoom lets you connect and do business across town or around the world. Zoom ties together all of your communication needs into one easy platform for video conferencing, phone calls, group chat, webinars, and your conference rooms. Connect easily from anywhere, your mobile phone, your laptop, or conference room. Zoom is how business gets done. Get your free account at Zoom.com today. Meet happy with Zoom.
The nation's capital is getting ready for Memorial Day.
With President Trump overseas on a state visit to Japan, Vice President Pence steps in today at the annual Memorial Day service at Arlington National Cemetery. Pence will lay a wreath and deliver remarks at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. Acting Secretary of Defense Patrick Shanahan will also deliver remarks. President Trump and the First Lady visited Arlington last Thursday. They placed flags at several headstones, including one marking the grave of Frank Buckles, the last surviving World War I veteran. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
Crime is on the rise at the southern border. ABC's Jim Ryan says smuggled guns are becoming a dangerous problem.
The focus of lawmakers and law enforcers has been on undocumented immigrants slipping north into the United States. But at the same time,
we have a shortage of personnel at our ports of entry going south.
And Congressman Vicente Gonzalez says U.S. purchased guns are flowing into Mexico.
I think we should have technology, x-ray machines, and methods to inspect more for weapons moving south.
One crime scene study found that 70% of gun crimes in Mexico involve American-bought weapons. Jim Ryan, ABC News, Dallas.
A former business manager for late comic legend Stan Lee has been captured in Arizona. K.M. Morgan is accused of fleeing California, where he faces charges of elder abuse. Prosecutors say that he tried to capitalize on Stan Lee's wealth. Lee died last fall at the age of 95. This is ABC News.
Ready to create your own income with your own home-based business where there's no such thing as getting laid off? If a billionaire entrepreneur spent 5 years and $20 million searching for the next big trend, wouldn't you want to know what he found? If you're serious about making money from home without having to leave home, then write this down. www.goherenext.com. You decide your income. Get the facts now. Goherenext.com.
Stop in soon to the famous Jesse James Railroad Express. Give your taste buds a super treat. Try their delicious burgers, clubs, hot dogs, fresh salads, taco salads, chicken or tuna plates, and of course, you'll have to get a refreshing milkshake or hand-dipped ice cream cone. All orders are made fresh daily. Open Monday through Saturday, 7 to 4. And right now at Jesse James, get a quarter all-beef hot dog with side and a drink, only $6.99, limited time only. Get all of this at Jesse James Railroad Express, 531 Railroad Avenue, Rutherford. For takeouts, call 447-4644. Mondays only. Mention this ad and get a regular hot dog with mustard, chili, and onions, only 99 cents. That's Mondays only.
Good morning. Your Memorial Day forecast sizzling hot with high temperatures expected to climb back into the mid-90s this afternoon. We'll stay mostly sunny today with a slight chance of a shower late tonight. Otherwise, partly cloudy with lows in the upper 60s to lower 70s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy conditions are expected to continue and the heat lives on. High temperatures climb back into the mid to even upper 90s for your Tuesday afternoon. I'm meteorologist Kat Campbell in the Weather Center.
And the heat's going to stay with us all week long. Wednesday, sunshine, highs 90 to 95 degrees. Overnight lows around 72. Thursday, partly cloudy, highs around 90. Maybe a chance of some thunderstorms overnight. Lows around 70 for Friday. Partly cloudy, a little cooler, highs around 85. Partly cloudy overnight, lows around 65. Then for the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, sunshine for Saturday, highs around 85. Partly cloudy overnight, lows around 65. And then Sunday, partly cloudy, maybe a hit-and-miss thunderstorm, highs around 90 degrees. Right now we're at 73 degrees and sunshine at 7 minutes past 8 o'clock. Congratulations to Bill Campbell. Bill's celebrating a birthday today. He's 86, lives in Forest City, and he won the Daylight Donuts this morning from Granny B's. Braves have the night off tonight. They're back in action tomorrow night. Airtime will be 6:05. We'll jump into that pregame show right after news. And then On Thursday night, the Braves have the night off, and that will be the first game of our Forest City Owls schedule for this year. They play Lexington. They will be at Lexington, 7:05 airtime for the Forest City Owls, and you can hear that game right here on WCAB.
Hello from all of us at Smith's Drugs in downtown Forest City. Check out our newly remade website at smithsdrugsfc.com and see how you can download our mobile app to make refilling your prescription so easy. You can create multiple profiles for everyone in your family and send refill notices anytime, saving you from calling in or leaving messages. Check out our Facebook page and see new items from the gift shop and on-sale items that can include t-shirts, leggings, shoes, toys, and other seasonal gifts. Our home medical equipment department at Smith's Drugs has all of your CPAP therapy needs for supplies that include filters, tubings, and masks, as well as our 2 respiratory therapists to help you get the full benefits of your CPAP and answer any questions or concerns that you are having. We also have lift chairs, diabetic shoes, and offer mastectomy services here at Smith's Drugs. Also, we have daily specials in our old-fashioned soda fountain at just $3.99 for breakfast and $5.99 for lunch. And we can help you with some fried pound cake and ice cream or milkshakes for dessert. We also want to thank all of Rutherford County for your loyal support and trust that has allowed us to serve you since 1939. Thank you to Rutherford County and Forest City from all of us at Smith's Drugs at 139 East Main Street.
At Bark Mobile, we're giving away a month of service. That means you can share stories, stream music, and hashtag all month long for free. Plus, since you can get unlimited data for just $50 a month and up to 5 free smartphones, including the Moto G6 Play, you'll be smiling and selfieing more than ever. Switch to Bark today for your free month and free phones. Bark Mobile. Mobile made easy. Certain restrictions apply. See store for details.
Stop into Cozy Home, now located in the former Graham Cash store. They have a showroom full of gorgeous home furnishings for bed and bath. Enjoy super low savings every day on all merchandise and all new merchandise like summer cotton blankets, Turkish towels, bath sheets, hand towels, washcloths, baby bumpers, crib sets, comforters, and matching shams. And now at Cozy Home, beautiful grandfather clocks. Now the lower level is all sale items, so stop in and check out all the summer savings at Cozy Home, located inside the former Graham Cash building on Main Street in Forest City. New hours are Monday through Friday, 10 to 5:30, Saturday, 10 until 2. We'll take a look at news around the area from some of our local news reporters. From the Shelby Star, a woman was rushed to the hospital on Sunday after her Ford Bronco ran off the road on Patrick Avenue in Boiling Springs, according to the North Carolina Highway Patrol. The wreck happened at around 3:30 yesterday near the entrance to the Ruby Hunt YMCA. A portion of the road was closed as first responders worked for at least 15 minutes to free the woman from the truck. Around a dozen fire trucks and emergency vehicles lined the shoulder of the road. The Bronco had run off the left side of the road and into some trees. Highway Patrol troopers said they are not yet releasing the name as they are still notifying the family, but only one person was involved. Well, a blaze, which is still under investigation as of Friday afternoon, scorched about 3/4 of an acre on the Peninsula development. Responding agencies were on the scene close to 2.5 hours. No structures were threatened. No injuries were reported. Hankins, North Fork, Marion, Nebo, and Longtown fire departments, McDowell EMS, Emergency Management, McDowell Sheriff's Office, and the North Carolina Forestry Service were dispatched to assist. This was on the Clearview Way area near Lake James. Well, a woman fought hard against her attacker but lost the battle, according to a recently released autopsy report from the North Carolina Medical Examiner's Office. Margaret Hargett was killed in front of her Stony Point Road home in Kings Mountain before dawn on March the 2nd. Her adult daughter, Melinda Hargett, is accused of stabbing her mother to death. The encounter between the two women took a horrific turn that night. The elder Hargett called 911 at 3:37 a.m. Her daughter could be heard in the background making nonsensical statements such as her apartment was in the sky. She told the dispatcher that her daughter was then 29 wasn't dangerous, but they could use some help. 7 minutes later, Martha Hargett's urgency had skyrocketed. She was screaming at 911, "My daughter is getting a knife, trying to kill me. Oh my God." Minutes later, officers would find the 51-year-old's lifeless body in the front yard of her home. Investigators believe she was attacked inside and made her way out in an effort to escape. A trail of blood began inside and ended at her crumpled body. Hargett, 51, suffered multiple cuts to her arms and hands. One wound was so severe that it fractured the bone in her hand. She had a cut to her lip, 10 to her chest, but it was a slash to her throat that hit her jugular vein that resulted in her death, that according to the autopsy. The younger Hargett was immediately charged with first-degree murder, but her psychiatric problems have halted the judicial process. A judge has determined that the troubled woman was not competent enough to stand trial. She is on a psychiatric hold indefinitely. Unless her mental state changes, she may never go before a jury. Prior to that fatal night, the Cleveland County Sheriff's Office had been called to the home more than a dozen times, with at least half attributed to psychiatric or suicidal concerns. That from the Shelby Daily Star. Well, McDowell County Sheriff's Office is in need of the public's help in locating a missing woman. Brooke Mache Tolley, 24, left her residence on Riverview Acres Drive in Marion on the evening of Monday, May the 13th, and has not returned. Her family reported her missing on Thursday, May the 23rd, last seen wearing a light brown nightshirt, denim shorts, and tan wedge shoes. Anyone with any information concerning Tolley's whereabouts are asked to call the McDowell County Sheriff's Office at 625-2235 or the McDowell County Communications Center at 652-4000. We've got more news right after this.
Do you need some extra money in your pocket? Try Insurance Service Associates, your local independent agent. We can shop your auto and home insurance with several companies to get you better coverage and the best rate. Insurance Service Associates at 127 East Trade Street in Forest City for auto, home, or commercial insurance. More choices, better coverage, best rate. That's Insurance Service Associates, 245-5301.
More than 1 million Americans have heart attacks each year. And if you or a loved one experiences symptoms of a heart attack, every second matters. That's why the emergency department at Rutherford Regional Health System is a chest pain accredited facility. What does that mean to you? It means quality care here at home that could save precious seconds when treating the symptoms of heart attacks. To learn more about Rutherford Regional and its commitment to safe quality care, visit myrutherfordregional.com.
15 minutes past 8 o'clock. Here's that Sheriff's Report recorded earlier for broadcast at this time. With that Sheriff's Report, here's Officer King.
In the past 48 hours, there was 178 calls for service at the Sheriff's Office. There were 12 arrests processed in the jail, and the jail currently has 155 people incarcerated. On our incident reports, a Iris Trammell from Mount Vernon Church Road, Forest City, reported an incident of breaking and entering. And a Roger Sams from South Main Street in Ballstick reported a larceny of a motor vehicle. Was a larceny of a 2007 Saturn View SUV, and that vehicle was also recovered in Conover, North Carolina. In our arrest reports, Daniel Williams from South Church Street in Forest City was served with one count of failure to appear on misdemeanor, received a $1,000 secured bond. Carla Hoffman from Oakland Road in Forest City was served with misdemeanor probation violation. That was 4 counts, and she received a $40,000 secured bond. A Christopher Jones from Walls Church Road in Ellenboro was served with 2 child support warrants, received a total of $2,500 bond. And a James Williams from Dorchester, Little Rock, Arkansas, was served with warrants for communicating threats and assault on a female, and received a 48-hour domestic violence hold. And that's all we have for today.
And that's Officer King with that Sheriff's Report recorded earlier this morning. Well, parents, who is your student's favorite teacher? Now's the time to nominate him or her for the WCAB Favorite Teacher of the Year award. The lucky teacher will get a host of prizes donated by local merchants, including a favorite teacher wall plaque, dinner for two, a free massage, manicure and a pedicure, dozen donuts, apples for the teacher, owls tickets, and much, much more. So nominate your teacher by sending the name of the teacher, the grade and school in which they teach, and the name of the one making the nomination. All active teachers are eligible, and the name of the teacher can be sent one of four ways: WCAB Favorite Teacher at yahoo.com. Mail it to us at Post Office Box 511, Rutherford, North Carolina, 28139. You can fax it at 828-287-7182 or drop off the nomination here to us at 191 Whiteside Road in Rutherford. No phone calls, please, and the drawing will be held on June the 5th on the morning show with Jim Bishop. So get that nomination in today. Well, a jury needed less than 45 minutes of deliberation to find a Lenore woman guilty of first-degree murder in a 2013 shooting of a Caldwell County Superior Court on Friday. Nancy Austin, 62, of Lenore, was given a life sentence in prison without parole for the killing of 20-year-old Dylan Short by the Honorable Lisa Bell, Superior Court judge from Mecklenburg County, following her conviction. The trial lasted 2 weeks, came to an end on Friday when the 12-member panel reached its verdict. Following 3 days of jury selection, opening statements were made by both sides on Thursday, May the 16th. Assistant District Attorneys Jamie Adams and Lance Sigmund presented the state's case, and defense attorney Sam Sneed laid out his client's claims. Both sides had multiple witnesses who provided testimony during the course of 5 days of evidence presented. The case went to jury on Friday at around 4:15, following the closing arguments by attorneys for both sides. Then just before 5, the juries returned with a guilty verdict. According to District Attorney Scott Riley, he said, quote, "We're happy to give closure to the victims of this case that is 5.5 years old. We'd like to commend the investigators, Mrs. Adams and Mr. Sigmund, for their hard work in this investigation in this case." Sigmund and Adams talked about the relationship between the victim and Austin's daughter, Sarah, and outlined how the events of that December day played out, noted that they had been happily together the prior 2 days. They also told the jurors of Austin's anger and disdain for Short, the father of her grandson. Austin took the stand for her defense, giving her recollection of the events that took place at her residence on December the 26th, 2013, when Short was killed by her from a gunshot wound to the head. Short went to Austin's home to speak with Sarah on the day of his death, and they were engaged in a confrontation outside Austin's home when the defendant used a Torrance .38 caliber revolver to shoot Short, claiming she was protecting herself and her daughter. Well, a baby ripped from his dead mother's womb has reportedly opened his eyes for the first time. Yadil Yovini Lopez still, however, remains in grave condition at a Chicago area hospital. Doctors believe he went without oxygen for a period of time after his mother, Marlene Lopez, was murdered. Chicago police say Okacha Lopez, age 19, was lured to a home after seeing a Facebook ad promising free baby clothing. 3 people, Clarissa Figueroa, Desiree Figueroa, and Peter Bobak, have been charged in the murder. A judge ordered them without bond at a hearing on Friday. Ocha Lopez's body was discovered in a trash bin, police say. Clarissa Figueroa and Desiree Figueroa strangled the teen with a coaxial cable before cutting her baby out of her womb. She was 9 months pregnant, and a short time later, Clarissa reportedly ran out of the residence, claiming she'd just given birth and that the baby wasn't breathing, that according to WGN. Neighbors called for paramedics. However, Figueroa's story soon unraveled as police began investigating. Well, it always happens right before summertime, and we always get that feeling of hearing that music. Dun, 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 dun. Well, a man from California died after an apparent shark attack in Hawaii on Saturday, that according to officials. The Maui Fire Department said the incident happened at around 9 a.m. near an area on Maui as the man was swimming about 60 yards from shore. The 65-year-old man was pulled ashore with injuries that were traumatic, life-threatening, and consistent with a shark attack, that according to officials. Allison Keller, who witnessed the man being pulled ashore, told Hawaii News that the man looked unconscious as he was transferred to a gurney. Maui officials said the man was swimming in water roughly 20 to 25 feet deep. Winds at the time were light with a 1-foot surf and clear waters at the time. The man's name has not been released, but Keller said he was vacationing on Maui with his wife. Saturday's attack was the 6th shark attack in Hawaii so far this year, that according to Hawaii's Department of Land and Natural Resources Division of Aquatic Resources. Well, a man accused of threatening people with a knife at the Carolina Inn and Suites on Saturday morning was shot by deputies with the Spartanburg County Sheriff's Office. Deputies responded at 11:30 a.m. to 810 Hospitality Drive for a report of a disturbance with a weapon call. When they arrived, the suspect confronted deputies with a knife, according to a statement from the Spartanburg County Sheriff's Office. Darren Dukes, South Carolina Law Enforcement Division spokesman Tom Berry, said after the suspect was shot, he was taken to Spartanburg Medical Center where he underwent surgery. Well, a Lawrence County man was killed on Friday in a vehicle crash on Highway 221 in Woodruff. Spartanburg County Coroner Rusty Clevenger identified the deceased as Stephen William Oliver Sr., 67, of Highway 49. He was pronounced dead at the scene. The crash occurred at 6:19 p.m. Friday on Highway 221 near Old Switzer Road. Trooper David Jones said Oliver was driving a 2015 Lexus southbound on 221 when he drove into the back of a farm tractor. Oliver was not wearing a seatbelt and was ejected from the vehicle. The driver of the tractor was injured and taken to Spartanburg Medical Center for treatment. Toxicology and forensic exams are pending in the case, that according to Clevenger. Well, the South Carolina Coroner's Office said a 4-year-old child has died after he was found locked in a Hart car. News outlets report Richland County Coroner Gary Watts said at a news conference on Friday that Zion Afkranfon of Maryland was pronounced dead Wednesday at Midlands Hospital from complications of probable hypothermia. Deputies found Zion unresponsive at a home in Blythewood. He was rushed to the hospital after paramedics could not retrieve the child. The child was in South Carolina visiting relatives. He was last seen watching television when he apparently went missing. His mother later found him in the back of the family's car. Sheriff Leon Lott says no charges are being filed so far. Authorities say the child's death marks the first hot car death in the county since 2015. North Carolina News is next. Word of Faith is in at 8:30.
Drove a dominant race in winning the Indianapolis 500. The win is a record 18th for team owner Roger Penske. Tom McCabe, Indianapolis.
Roger Federer easily won his opening round match Sunday, defeating French Open debutant Lorenzo Sonego in straight sets. The 20-time Grand Slam champion was appreciative of the reception he got in his first French Open match since 2015.
The reception I got today was crazy. It was really nice to see a full stadium for a first round like this. It was a beauty, so I'm very, very happy.
Venus Williams' 22nd appearance at Roland Garros did not go as well. The 7-time Grand Slam titleist fell in straight sets to 9-seeded Elina Svitolina.
I thought she played really well and took her opportunities, and I wish her luck in the tournament.
Kevin Na rolled to a 4-shot victory over Tony Finau at the Colonial. The South Korean birdied the first 4 holes of Sunday's final round and finished with a 4-under 66. The Stanley Cup Finals begins tonight in Boston, with the Bruins seeking their 7th NHL championship, while their opponent, the St. Louis Blues, are still looking for their first. The Bruins were last in the finals in 2013. It's been longer, though, for St. Louis. You have to go all the way back to their expansion year in 1970 when they last appeared in the finals, that coming against Boston. And that series produced arguably one of the league's most iconic moments, an image of Bobby Orr outstretched and airborne, after his overtime goal that completed the Bruins' 4-game sweep of the Blues. This is NCN Sports.
At AT&T, we believe that access to affordable home internet brings you incredible opportunities. You can enjoy the power to explore a digital world of possibilities and connect with family, friends, and the things that matter most. That's why there's access from AT&T. If a member of your household is a SNAP participant, you may qualify for home internet at a discounted rate of $10 a month or less. No commitment, no deposit, no installation fee. Plus, get an in-home Wi-Fi gateway included at no extra cost. Call 1-855-220-5211 or visit att.com/access now to learn more.
SNAP refers to the Federal Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. Pricing excludes taxes and fees. Includes 1 terabyte of data per month. Data overage charges apply. For details about data allowance, go to att.com/internet-usage. Geographic and service restrictions apply.
North Carolina did not go into the ACC baseball tournament as the hottest team, but they ended as ACC champions after they crushed Georgia Tech in the championship game Sunday 10-2. Head coach Mike Fox.
Proud of my team, the way we played this week here in Durham, and it's just special. It's hard.
Well, ECU is a destination for the 5th time. Tar Heels and Pirates are among 8 programs that also hosted in 2018. The Green Bay Packers announced legendary quarterback Bart Starr has died. The 4-time Pro Bowler and winning quarterback of Super Bowls 1 and 2. Starr died in Birmingham, Alabama. He was 85. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
Good morning. Your Memorial Day forecast sizzling hot with high temperatures expected to climb back into the mid-90s this afternoon. We'll stay mostly sunny today with a slight chance of a shower late tonight. Otherwise, partly cloudy with lows in the upper 60s to lower 70s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy conditions are expected to continue and the heat lives on. High temperatures climb back into the mid to even upper 90s for your Tuesday afternoon. I'm meteorologist Kat Campbell in the Weather Center.
And taking a look at Wednesday, sunshine, highs around 95, clear overnight, lows around 75. Thursday, partly cloudy, highs around 90, overnight lows around 70. Got a chance of maybe an isolated thunderstorm. Then for Friday, partly cloudy, highs around 85 degrees. Right now we're at 74 degrees and beautiful sunny skies at 100.9 FM, 590 AM, WCAB, Rutherfordton.
Welcome to the Word of Faith Responds. This series of programs will address the issues concerning the negative news reports. This program is paid for by Word of Faith, and the views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the management and staff of WCAB. Now here is Word of Faith Responds.
Good morning. It's great to be back on the air this morning on this beautiful day, and we are rejoicing that it's the day the Lord has made. And this is Carol Reynolds here in the Blue Room with Lou and Marilyn Masters with me today, and we are here to bring glory to God and share a powerful testimony with you from the Word of Faith Fellowship. We came on the airways to let you hear from us what the truth is about our pastors, our church, and our lives. And we've just loved coming for so many weeks and sharing the good news with you. And you're going to be touched today because this woman is such a miracle, what God has done in her life. And I've had the honor of knowing her almost 31 years. And I've watched her, and she is just so precious. You're just going to be touched. You're going to be a little bit shocked at all the things that this woman has done in her walk with God, and how she came to know our pastor Sam and Jane Whaley, and how she came to the Word of Faith Fellowship. We want to invite you to go to our website, wordoffaithfellowship.org, and our testimonies are archived. And there you can look back over the weekly programming and see the different testimonies of all the different walks of life that came to the Word of Faith Fellowship, seeking God, wanting to know God, and made it their home here in Rutherford County, from different parts of the United States and even different parts of the world. So you'll be touched to listen to those testimonies. So I want you to be blessed when you listen to Marilyn this morning. Marilyn, talk to our listeners.
Well, good morning, and thank you for letting me come here and share. It's such a blessing to be here. And I was born in 1933 in San Francisco, California. And my mom was Irish Catholic, and my daddy was an English Protestant, and they got along just very well. We had, Mama and Daddy had 4 children, 2 boys and 2 girls. We were reared in strong Catholicism, and that's all I knew was Catholicism, but I can remember at a very, very young age praying. And I went to all Catholic schools. After we moved from San Francisco in 1939, we moved down to San Carlos, and that's on the San Francisco Peninsula. Grew up there, went to girls' school and high school, all-girls school, in the next town, Belmont. And then I went into a convent. I studied to become a nun. There was something in me that wasn't satisfied. And I couldn't explain it. I couldn't tell anybody, because in those days, you couldn't talk about things like religion. You never talked about religion or politics or anything like that. So I really got to the convent, but it didn't last long. It still was there. So I left the convent in less than a year, and then later I got married, had children, and went into the world, but I still had that ache inside. So let's see. I finally, after I had children, I did get divorced. I had a divorce, and then I left Catholicism. But the thing was, I didn't have a Bible. I never had a Bible in my life. I didn't know one person who had a Bible. I just didn't know anybody who had a Bible. We didn't talk about the Bible because we didn't know anything about it. So there were things we wanted to know, but we couldn't. But I was excellent as far as living under the law. And that's been the hardest thing for me to break through, is not living under the law, but living under grace. Because grace in those days and still was just sort of vague. But anyway, I left California in 1979 because I had gone back to college, gotten an RN, and when I got that RN, one of my patients gave me a Bible, my first Bible, King James Bible. That was in 77. Never had it. I sat there and I'd read it and read it and read it, and finally found a little church, a little Assembly of God church. And then on July 4th, 1979, I was in my kitchen, and God spoke to me and said, "The time is short." And I knew it was He. So God spoke. He said to move to Tulsa, Oklahoma. There was a Bible school there. So I moved to Tulsa, Oklahoma. From July to September, I was in college sitting in Sam Levy's class. That's where I met Sam. Sam was our teacher for 2 years, and he had, I had a number of classes, but he had a real heart for the missions. And he used to talk to us about missions. And it was like he had a passion for it. I mean, he was like different. He's so excited, and he'd talk about the people and having a love for the people. Well, I ended up in the mission field. I went into Costa Rica for a year and went to the language school there. And while I was there, I met some people who prayed. I don't know how they knew I prayed, but they got a hold of me, and they were having trouble in the country. So we'd get together. And my Spanish was not that great, that time. And we'd get together, and we'd pray for that country. And they had elections coming up, and we'd pray, and pray. And everything turned out calm. There was not fighting and all that stuff. So later went to Honduras, lived in San Pedro Sula. That's the north of the country. And just sort of studied and prayed quietly up there, and then moved to Tegucigalpa, was the capital there.
In the Honduras.
In
yes.
Honduras, Tegucigalpa. And that's where we used to pray from 8 in the morning till 12 in the afternoon for the nation. And then we had prayer, or I did actually had about 3 prayer groups, and after the 3 prayer groups, on Thursday nights, we'd pray. And we'd see answers in the newspaper. It was phenomenal. We'd go around, and I was all over that country, in a bus here and there. And anyway, I loved it, but things started to get more dangerous and more dangerous. And we came back to the States in 87, and then in 88, we came up here just for a seminar. And they had, Jane and Sam had a seminar down here. Now, I had already graduated from the Bible school, but they hadn't seen us for 5 years, 6 years, 5 years. Anyway, came up, and that seminar started, and I knew, God, this is where I belong. And I didn't know what was in the Bible, but it was like, I'm planted. This is where I belong. I have never regretted one day of belonging here. This is where God sent me. And the thing is, the scriptures became so alive, the way they've been taught, and the way Jane teaches the scriptures. It's the scripture. That's what she teaches. So we hear the Bible. And the thing that blesses me is that she gives us examples, little examples, so you can walk out things, you can do things on a daily basis, getting rid of things in you. And one of the first things they did when I got up here was to pray for me and pray for me. I needed major prayer, and it was wonderful. Let's see. One thing I did learn on the field out there, people got on their faces when they prayed. The young people. There were a couple of prayer groups. The young people would get on their faces and they'd cry out to God. And I had never seen this. They wept. First time I ever saw a young pastor weep, I couldn't believe it. But he wept before God and cried out. And we saw prayers answered because we saw prayers answered. So by the time I got back to the States, and then Jane was teaching, Sam was teaching, but the main thing was they said, God said, if God said it, it will be. Now my problem was when God said, my problem was trying to help God by figuring it's going to be today or tomorrow. And that's where, you get into trouble. So I've had to learn to wait. What time? I don't know. I don't know how God's going to do it. I don't know when He's going to do it. But our church was built on prayer. That's what we do. We pray. We pray for people. We can't tell the things we've seen. There have been so many things that have happened, every day. Anyway, God brought me here to be a part of this whole thing. And I have seen the power of prayer do so much in our church. And we love to come to church. The little ones, the big ones, everybody loves to go to church. And I was thinking, I'm with the older group, Gerald and Linda, they have the older group. We never get tired of seeing each other, and we see each other all the time. We don't read the newspaper, and it's wonderful, because we have something to say, you know. And God always gives us, we have a great time. And
you wanted to tell how it was when you first came to Rutherford County and met Sam and Jane. What happened at their house was so precious to you.
Oh, when that was something, and we'd been through it, you know. I mean, it was a real tough time.
And I want to be sure the listeners understand, Marilyn, that you were in the Honduras during a very, very troubled time. I looked back on some history last night, just during the time period that you were there, and it was on the brink of a revolution, a total, almost a war scene down there.
It was.
And it's a miracle how God delivered you out of there and brought you out of the mission field.
Really, it was time, and even the soldiers were on the streets in front of the banks. You just expected them, you know. And that's a whole book in itself. When we lived there, we saw major things, but we couldn't come back to the States and tell anybody because we figured nobody would believe us. It was so out there. But when we came back, I remember we drove up to Sam's house, and I thought, oh, I'm a mess, you know, just exhausted and everything else. Sam came out, and he greeted us and everything else, and Jane took one look at me, and she put both arms around me, and she began to weep and weep and weep and weep. And I felt nothing inside, and then I felt the love of God from that woman. I have never felt anything but the love of God from Jane Moyley. And I've never seen her without the love of God, you know? And I think that's the best thing I can say. When I came here, I didn't know the love of God. I was afraid because of my law background, you know, I mean, in the Catholicism. Right. We didn't know the love of God. I was afraid to pray to the Father because I figured he was mad all the time. I put Jesus on the cross, so I'll pray to Mary. Well, God spoke to me about that and said, Marilyn, no, you only pray to God. You don't pray to Mary. Mary is not God. So, I lost my train of thought there.
You were talking about the change in your prayer.
Oh, yeah, in my prayer and in my life, because it was the love of God. And I could see it in so many ways I had never seen. I mean, it's like saying, Marilyn, wait a minute, don't do that. That, you know, we'll explain. Oh, okay, you know, but I didn't know. But I could go right to my Bible. That Bible would show me exactly what to do and how to do it. And that's what I still do. I go to my Bible. That's what I read. I love it. Because the more I read how much I didn't know and how much I still don't understand. And I wait to read it because it's life. It's Jesus speaking to me. Jesus speaking to me. And you know, I have such a burden for the elderly because I've seen, as a nurse and as a minister, I've seen the elderly just sort of pushed away. And they get this idea that they aren't important. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking of the word the last 2 days, the word purpose. Purpose. What is my purpose? Well, I used to run around and my white this and that. I had a purpose, this. But now I have a higher purpose, and it's to believe, Jesus, you're going to fix it. I don't know how, I don't know through whom, but you are going to do it because you said. And if you said, it will happen. It will happen. So the hardest thing for me has been praying is being distracted. And I'll zero in and then I'm saying now, you know, but I've seen so much that I've never said. The prayer answered. And I mean, we may not be many in prayer in the morning, but we're there, and we're there to fight. We love this town. I love this city. I love this state. It's so different. And I haven't felt really anything but the love of God since I've been here. Our leadership is just unique because since I've been here, I've never known anybody in leadership who made a mistake or something and didn't say, I made a mistake, repented, and we went on through all the years. I'm blessed to have a daughter. She's been on here, Mary Ann Aguirre. She attends a church. My son-in-law, Stephen Aguirre, their family, and they're just precious. And he's from Ecuador. He knows Jim and all of it. And so in my spare time, I go down and help in a court reporting office, and I proofread. I love it, proofreading. That takes up a good amount of my time.
You told me that there was a powerful preaching that really got to your heart, because you at the beginning of the program you said your life was a battle between living under the law and living under grace. Mm-hmm. Tell the listeners what that message was and what happened to you.
Living under grace, and there was another word, and true repentance. I didn't know the difference between penance and true repentance. And grace, that grace was divine favor, that the Holy Spirit was given. He was working within me. And I didn't understand that, and that just changed my life. And it was preached so simply. It wasn't complicated. It wasn't mysterious. Everything was mysterious. You know, you had to look here and there. You never knew anything. You couldn't ask questions. But the main thing was I was able to understand it by the Spirit of God, and I cried out, and I'm still crying out. And I want to read a scripture here. It's my favorite. And it's Romans 8. And this is what we do. It's in Romans 8:26. So too, the thing is, people don't believe in prayer. They don't believe it works. Well, it says, so too the Holy Spirit comes to our aid and bears us up in our weakness, for we do not know what prayer to offer, nor how to offer it worthily as we ought. But the Spirit Himself goes to meet our supplication and pleads in our behalf. The Spirit does, with unspeakable yearnings and groanings too deep for utterance. And He who searches the hearts of men knows what's in the mind of the Holy Spirit, what His intent is, because the Spirit intercedes and pleads before God in behalf of the saints, according to and in harmony with God's will. Right there. Right there. And then it goes on, but then in verse 34 it says, who is there to condemn us? Well, Christ Jesus the Messiah, who died, or rather who was raised from the dead, who's at the right hand of God, actually pleading as He intercedes for us. We have Jesus right at the right hand of the Father, pleading the case. I mean, we don't know, I don't know, but I know in my heart, because the Bible said it, that God is big. We have had prayers that aren't limited by a room, those prayers go out. I don't understand it. I don't have to. But they can touch areas like Israel, Brazil, different places, all over the world. I don't know where they're going, but God knows where those prayers are going and what they are going to do for this town, for all of our towns.
Tell the listeners what you do every day during the week. Every day.
Well,
as far as coming to prayer, that's what you do.
Yeah.
I mean, I've told the listeners before, we have prayer every day
at 10 to 11.
10 to 11 o'clock and meet in the sanctuary. And you'd be shocked. You can drive by and see these cars that are able to come. All of our grandmas, our new mommies, different ones that can come. And we do pray. We pray for the county. We get calls in from everywhere.
Many
calls,
from the county.
People calling in with cancer situations, all kinds of situations, not only in the U.S., but overseas. And so we're a praying church. We've talked about that before. We are a praying church. And Marilyn is one that's been faithful for years, praying and crying out to God for God's people and for the church and, just for whatever God puts on our hearts. And the main thing I saw in your life, Marilyn, is the miracle that God did with the deliverance of bringing the grace of God into your life, and a peace that changed you. And it's been so miraculous what Jesus has done for you.
It's my pastors. There's nobody like them in the world, because they have been faithful to God. He's faithful to them. And they've given us a zeal to get more. And that's what I started with. I wanted more. And anybody can pray. Anybody can do it. But you want more. The more you read of what God's saying, the more you have. And our whole church, anybody. The other day, I had to do something physical, and I thought, well, I can't do this. I have a whole church. If I called them and said, "Is Marilyn, can you help me with this?" They'd be there within 10 minutes. It's just a wonderful place. And our little ones, they pray. I mean, they are just precious.
How old are you, Marilyn?
I'm 86.
86 years old, listeners. Look at this lady. And she has a life of faith in God. And look at her strength. And the last couple services we've had at Word of Faith brings up a scripture in Psalms that talks about growing old in the house of the Lord, and that we grow in the power, the grace of God, and we become living memorials. We had we had 2 graduation services this year, but we last night had graduation, and Jane was giving the exhortation to the graduates, and she gave them that scripture and told them about what it means to be planted in the house of the Lord and grow in God and be a living memorial. Your faith, as we grow older, we don't get weaker. And the Bible says we get stronger. You read about Moses and all of those. I mean, they grew strong in God even unto their death. The Bible tells us how to live, but the Bible tells us how to die. And they died in faith in God, and they died in the grace of God. And we have let me tell you, the older age group at our church, they're full of the power of God.
Yeah, they are.
And we've got some grandmas and great-grandmas and great-grandpas that are full of the power of God. And it's just so amazing to watch the grace, the strength, and what they do to set an example of faith and obedience to the gospel of Jesus Christ. It's been so powerful to see that. And Marilyn is one of those who's an example to so many of where she came from. And, I can't imagine the difference, maybe in some of us were raised and grew up where you never had a Bible.
No.
You never had the freedom to ask the questions.
46 years old when I got my first.
46 years old when she got her first. 44.
2 years later, I left.
44 years old when she got her first Bible, and God brought it through the hands of one of her patients.
Yes, exactly.
In the hospital.
Yeah. It's great.
So it's such a miracle, Marilyn. Thank you so much for being with us and sharing her life with us and her journey to the church and how she lives every day. And she is a miracle. I've watched her break through and be able to stand up and be a strength in prayer, a strength in our church. We absolutely love her, and it's such an honor and a glory. And we want you to please go to the website and wordoffaithfellowship.org, and you are welcome to explore that archive and look at the different testimonies. They're titled with a short little description. And that will tell you about the testimonies and tell you what Jesus did in their life. Marilyn, a question came in. They want to know what age you were when you went to be a nun. How old were you then?
Let's see, I would have been 17.
17?
No, 16 years, no, I was 17. Yeah.
So did you aspire to be a nun the whole time you were a teenage years?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really. Because I wanted God. I didn't know what that I wanted, but it was the only thing I knew. And I was taught by the nuns.
Okay. Yeah. But you got in there, and after 1 year...
Not that, even that long.
You were ready to get out.
Yeah, I didn't belong.
So yours was a journey of grace and faith and seeking God, seeking Jesus, the grace of God. For grace, you're saved. And we've learned about salvation.
Yes.
Hours of just poring over the scriptures for salvation, and where Pastor Jane has taught the difference of salvation and being saved, being born again, and we've brought some of that onto the program for the listeners, and that's been so powerful in your life, Marilyn. I've watched you, and she's a lady that walks strong in grace. So we're so grateful. We hope this morning that your heart's been touched, our heart's been touched being with you, and we're praying for you, and we love you, and we love what God's doing in our lives, and we're the ones honored to be able to share that with you, to bring you the truth of what Jesus has done in our lives. And we know that Jesus promised us that we will be persecuted for the truth. And we understand that. And we're here to open our hearts, open our lives, and let you hear about what God has done at Word of Faith Fellowship and what the truth is, what's happened in our church and in our lives. We'll be back on Wednesday. You have a blessed day.
Learn more about us at www.wcab59.com. From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. President Trump is finishing up his state visit to Japan, talking about Iran. ABC's Karen Travers says the president thinks Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe could help broker a deal.
The president once again making it clear he is eager to engage with Iran, saying if they want to talk, he would too. But leaders there have publicly rejected outreach from the Trump administration. Mr. Trump insisted he is not looking for regime change in Iran or a military conflict.
I'm not looking to hurt Iran at all. I'm looking to have Iran say, no nuclear weapons.
Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
President Trump today also saying that recent missile tests by North Korea don't bother him. A suburban Oklahoma City town is now recovering after a deadly tornado.
A mobile home park and a motel took the brunt of the twister. 2 people were killed. More than 24 were hospitalized. Touring his town by helicopter, Matt White, the mayor of El Reno, Oklahoma, urged his 20,000 constituents to pull together.
We're all family, man. I know everybody in town. I know all their kids. I don't have to pick them up. They're going to pick us up. Everybody's in this thing together.
Jim Ryan, ABC News.
While several states have been voting to put new restrictions on abortion laws in place, Illinois could vote today on a bill to loosen abortion laws.
A measure State Rep Robin Gable says would ensure women in the state have a right to choose.
You know, I came up at a time before when abortion was illegal. And the thought of going back there is pretty terrifying. I mean, women were dying. just to try to control their own reproduction.
But opponents say the measure goes too far and was brought up at the last minute. It now goes before the full House for a vote.
ABC's Ryan Burrow in Chicago. Car industry could soon see a new giant. The board at French car maker Renault is meeting today to talk about a merger proposal from Fiat Chrysler. The combined company would be the third largest car maker in the world. You're listening to ABC News.
Is your dad a Trump supporter? It's Father's Day, and whether you love him or hate him, Donald Trump is our 45th president and is making history in our lifetime. Noble Gold has the perfect gift for Dad, a minted exclusive collector's piece, the Trump Freedom Coin. One side depicts an image of Donald J. Trump, while the other side lists all his major achievements. At less than $40 for each silver coin, this makes a perfect gift for dads as well as grads. This commemorative limited edition 1-ounce silver coin is the only presidential Trump coin made up of 99.9% silver, not silver plating, and IRA approved. As the price of silver rises, so will the value of these coins. These silver coins, priced at less than $40, are a perfect gift for anyone. Act now. Go to TrumpCoin2020.com and use code AMERICA to get $5 off now. That's TrumpCoin2020.com. It's the perfect gift for your dad, the presidential Trump coin. Just go to TrumpCoin2020.com and use code AMERICA to get $5 off now. TrumpCoin2020.com, code AMERICA.
We're learning more today about how a hiker survived for more than 2 weeks lost in a forest in Hawaii. ABC's Marcus Moore is on Maui.
In an amazing turn of events, Amanda Eller is spending this Memorial Day resting safe and sound. The 35-year-old just released from the hospital, as we are learning more about how she survived 17 days lost in this dense, remote Hawaii forest.
It did come down to life and death, and I had to choose. And I chose life.
Sunburnt, blistered, and dehydrated, we now know that Amanda lived largely off of berries, plants, and guavas, even sometimes moths to stay alive.
The political landscape in Europe looking even messier after weekend parliamentary elections.
Populism on the rise in Europe, with the traditional centrist parties taking a battering, smaller nationalist parties making headway. Italy's interior minister through a translator.
Not only is the League the first party in Italy, but Marine Le Pen is the first party in France. In the UK, Nigel Farage is first. So Italy, France, England. It's the sign of a Europe that is changing.
Task ahead this week in Brussels, figuring out who gets the top EU political jobs for the next 5 years. Tom Rivers, ABC News at the Foreign Desk.
A tip from cops in Hackettstown, New Jersey. Don't drive drunk to a police station. Cops there say a person who was called in to pick up a woman arrested for DUI showed up reeking of booze. He was arrested too, also for DUI. This is ABC News.
Ready to create your own income with your own home-based business where there's no such thing as getting laid off? If a billionaire entrepreneur spent 5 years and $20 million searching for the next big trend, wouldn't you want to know what he found? If you're serious about making money from home without having to leave home, then write this down. www.goherenext.com. You decide your income. Get the facts now. GoHereNext.com.
More than 1 million Americans have heart attacks each year. And if you or a loved one experiences symptoms of a heart attack, every second matters. That's why the emergency department at Rutherford Regional Health System is a chest pain accredited facility. What does that mean to you? It means quality care here at home that could save precious seconds when treating the symptoms of heart attacks. To learn more about Rutherford Regional and its commitment to safe quality care, visit myrutherfordregional.com.
Treating the family to new iPhones just got a whole lot more fun for you. Because right now at Carolina West Wireless, select iPhones are $300 off. Just think of what you could do with all those savings. From an adventure somewhere new to exploring the place you call home. Wherever you and your family's new iPhones end up, our nationwide 4G LTE service will be there too. Carolina West Wireless. Go stay connected. Certain restrictions apply. See store for details.
WCAB, Rutherfordton.
From ABC Sports, this is Rich Cantu. Quite the comeback on Sunday Night Baseball as the Braves, trailing 3-0 to the Cardinals in the top of the ninth, scored 3 to force extras. Atlanta then took the lead on a bases-loaded walk to Brian McCann in the top of the 10th and held on for the 4-3 win. NASCAR, Martin Truex Jr. won the Coca-Cola 600 in a race that featured 30 lead changes and 16 caution flags. Joey Logano was second, Kyle Busch finished third. and a surprising finish to the Indianapolis 500.
He's going to pull away from Alexander Rossi. Simon Pagano sweeps the run. Twin checkers out. He'll go to victory lane. Simon Pagano wins the 103rd running of the Indianapolis 500-mile race.
On IndyCar Radio, Simon Pagano becomes the first Frenchman to win the Indy 500 since before the First World War, outdueling Alexander Rossi in the final laps. This is ABC Sports. Back to baseball, the Royals jumped out to a 7-1 lead over the Yankees, then blew that lead in the 9th inning before eventually winning it in the 10th on a Whit Merrifield single. 8-7 your final as the Yankees' 7-game win streak goes kaput. The A's win streak still very much alive, though, and now up to 9 after Oakland topped the Mariners 7-1. The Brewers' Brandon Woodruff had a day to remember, tossing 8 innings, allowing only 1 run while striking out 10 and driving in 2 runs as the Brewers beat the Phillies 9-1. Sad news out of the NFL. Legendary Packers quarterback Bart Starr has died, the team announced Sunday.
He was born and raised in Montgomery, Alabama, but Bart Starr epitomized Green Bay football. From 1965 through 67, Starr the only quarterback to ever lead a team to 3 straight NFL titles. After winning 5 NFL championships as they were then known, Starr leading Coach Vince Lombardi's Packers to victories in the first 2 Super Bowls. Starr also coaching Green Bay for 9 years in the 1970s and 80s. He's a Pro Football Hall of Famer. Bart Starr was 85.
ABC's Joey Waller. In Paris, the second day of matches is underway at the French Open with Serena Williams, Rafael Nadal, and Novak Djokovic all scheduled to take the court for first-round matchups. Tonight, Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals as the Bruins host the Blues. This is Rich Cantu, ABC Sports.
Good morning. Your Memorial Day forecast sizzling hot with high temperatures expected to climb back into the mid-90s this afternoon. We'll stay mostly sunny today with a slight chance of a shower late tonight. Otherwise, partly cloudy with lows in the upper 60s to lower 70s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy conditions are expected to continue and the heat lives on. High temperatures climb back into the mid to even upper 90s for your Tuesday afternoon. I'm meteorologist Kat Campbell in the Weather Center.
Robbins Paint and Carpet can help in your decorating needs. They are the headquarters for the easy-to-use Benjamin Moore Paint and Supplies. Ask Jim Robbins or any member of his team at Robbins Paint and Carpet and see how easy it will be for you to do that sprucing up around the house you've put off until now. Get great pricing, excellent service, and free expert help and advice to make every project a success. Complete installation of carpeted wood flooring, too. Benjamin Moore, Robbins Paint and Carpet, and you, making a beautiful home together. 206 Commercial Street, Forest City.
Now, it's time for your Atlanta Braves morning update.
Braves get it done in 13 innings and take 3 of 4 from the San Francisco